A very good day to you. This is Palesa Mujuminyani. I am broadcasting to you live all the way from Johannesburg on the Midday Express show. Bahaitsu Dumelang, Sanbonani, Absheni, Khuyameda. You know, yeah, we're broadcasting, you know, with all these 11 official languages.
Exactly.
So, the Midday Express show. And of course, I am not by myself. I am with the one and only Rorisang Wanakhatswani.
A very good afternoon to you, Palesa, and to all our viewers. Like she said, my name is Rorisang Wanakhatswani, and I am going to learn the other languages, African languages, because we're not just in South Africa, right?
Yes.
We are broadcasting throughout the whole of the African continent, so we need to learn all the other greetings as well, Palesa.
Of course, yes, and all the way in DRC as well, I'd like to say bonjour. Right? Hopefully I said it right. Bonjour. Mukhaisu, let us take you through to today's headlines. Guzondlula Motivational Tour gives support to grade 12 learners who lost time on their schooling. And on our other headlines, the Restaurants Association of South Africa will be embarking on a million-seat of the street protest to voice their hardships to President Ramaphosa. And on our other headlines as well, the Justice Minister Ronald Lamola says people who fail to adhere to the mandatory wearing of masks will have a criminal record if found guilty by the court of law. Those were our top headlines this day.
Yes,
right?
And now moving into our first story, Palesa. Now, the impact of COVID-19 has left a lot of grade 12 learners feeling stressed and anxious, as many do not know what to do to cover for lost time and get through their last year of high school. Now, the Guzondlula COVID-19 Motivational Tour is aimed at addressing these challenges and to encourage the students to keep working hard and not to lose hope. Now, on the line, we are joined by Guzondlula Motivational Tour Chairperson Vuyolethu, who is going to tell us more about the initiative. Good day, Vuyolethu.
Thank you so much for the opportunity, Palesa.
Thank you, Vuyolethu. Now, just, on our first question, Vuyolethu, what is Guzondlula Motivational Tour all about?
Guzondlula Motivational Tour is a youth organization that is registered under NPO, the Department of Social Development. The biggest aim is to tackle youth issues and to empower young people in the country of South Africa.
Now, just please tell us a little bit more about the actual program, what it is that you do. Do you organize talks and maybe organize people to come and motivate these kids?
Yeah, Guzondlula Motivational Tour, I think we've been in the game since 2014. We've run a range of youth programs dealing with training, empowerment, advocacy, engagement, entrepreneurship, motivational initiatives for the youth in our country. We've been doing this since 2014, but we started with motivational initiatives, which we were hosting yesterday. We've been visiting schools with different high-profile people, visiting rural areas all over the country. So it's what we've been doing.
So with these motivational tours that you guys have been doing, was it before the lockdown, or is it going on now, since we're having challenges, with the reopening of schools, and how do you deal with that? Was it before the COVID-19 lockdown?
For now, we are focusing in assisting learners to give them motivation, because we've been getting lots of calls from principals saying their learners have lost hope on what is happening in the country and all over the world. So they've been requesting us, inviting us to come and do motivations. Yesterday we've done it. Although it was the first time doing a motivational tour during this lockdown. We were scared, but we saw a good impact and a good response from learners. But before, we've been doing that. I remember the last one that we did, it was around February, where we did the back to school, where we were encouraging learners, to those who have passed to continue to do that, and also those who have failed to not lose hope.
All right, and I just want to know, do you have specific areas that you're covering, or do you just cover schools throughout the country?
For now we're based in Gauteng. Our focus for now is for Gauteng, but when times go, we are planning to go all over the country. We tried last year. We've been in KZN working with the MEC of education in KZN. We also went to Western Cape, work with the Deputy Speaker of the Parliament, Ntateli Chisa. So we said, no, let's focus on Gauteng only for now, because sometimes to go far, it's not easy to us, because some of our volunteers used to complain and say, oh, it's far that side, we can't able to stay there for the whole week.
Well, Vuyo, you also mentioned that yesterday you went to one of the schools right here in Gauteng. How has the response been like, especially from students who are being faced, with these with the lockdown challenges right now, since they haven't been to school every day, and especially those that are in matric that might be losing out as well, on education and studying for their matric examinations. What has the response been like?
The response was very well that we've received from learners. After the talk, some learners, they came to us and saying, can you please come back next month and give us another talk, because they said they've lost hope. They don't know what is happening, because they said even now they were just checking on news that some organization, they are calling the school to be closed. So the learners wanted to continue with their studies, but they said, if it's possible, can we come back next month and do another talk, because we promised to do a matric seminar where we used to invite the Department of Higher Education and Department of Basic Education to come and give motivations. And when I'm mentioning the Department of Higher Education, we used to invite the minister or the deputy to come and give the talk to those learners who are doing grade 12, so that they can prepare them to welcome them for the tertiary level education. So the response was very well. They were so excited. Even the minister saw the pictures on our social media. He sent me a text message saying, well done, thank you so much for supporting my school. The Minister of Basic Education, she's so excited about what we've done yesterday.
And what you've seen in schools, do you think that the students are adhering to the COVID-19 regulations? Are they socializing? Are they wearing their masks?
Yes. What I can say, I saw that learners are safe, because we were following the regulations of the lockdown. The hall that we were using, it only take close to 200 people, but teachers said, can you take 50 learners to be inside? They were wearing their mask. We had 3 sessions, because we had to divide them into 3 groups. So they were wearing their mask, and they were also using sanitizer and social distancing. In terms of, because we also talk about the impact of the COVID-19 to their studies. They were so worried, but some of them, they said they are ready, and they are ready for exams. Some of them, they even promised that it's possible for them to get 4 to 5 distinctions in this difficult time.
No, that's really amazing. Now, Vuyo, just in closing, now I just want to know maybe some of the challenges that you faced, with delivering this program to the schools.
And the problem that we are facing for now, it's resources. When I'm talking about resources, I'm talking about funding, because when you invite motivational speakers or life coaching, they used to charge us as an organization. Some, they say, no, you can fill up the petrol, then I can come. We need the support from the Department of Basic Education to assist us with funding. But we're in a process in terms of getting some business people who can assist us, because this is our biggest plan, to continue and support the students during this difficult time.
And where do people find you when we have to contact you?
We have, they can find us, our offices is in, we are situated in Tembisa, near to Besley Mall. They can also follow us on our social media, Instagram, Vuyolethu Motivational Tour, Facebook, Vuyolethu Motivational Tour, then Twitter, it's Vuyolethu_tour. It's where we are, and we also have the website www.vuyolethu.co.za.
Okay, and then we wish you all the best with your tour, your motivational tour, and so hopefully come again.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, guys, for your time.
All right.
Thank you so much for you.
All right, guys.
So we will be taking a very short break. Stay tuned. When we come back, we'll still bring you more news and updates right here on the Midday Express Show.
Feel the heat.
I love Adam Selman.
The girls are really thin. I think it looks very glamorous from the outside.
The life of a model in New York City.
There is such cool prints. So many.
You know, I'm buying this.
Look at me and all the selfie sort of thing. Honestly, I didn't really know that was actually a job. It just didn't occur to me.
Congratulations. Feel the excitement. Feel the heat with StarSat. Feel the heat.
Do you dream of awesome cartoons filled with funny characters who go on extraordinary adventures?
Everybody ready? Ready!
Hold on, I'm coming.
This is absolute genius.
I'm on my way.
I'm ready.
Titans, go!
Feel the excitement.
Like it? I love it!
Feel the heat with StarSat. Feel the heat. Feel the excitement. Feel the heat with StarSat. Challenge your ordinary. Experience the extraordinary.
Not only the government, the municipality here has had no plan.
Now, I believe that my peace is my most valuable asset.
Absolutely beautiful!
This is exactly what I was looking for!
Camping, camping, camping! DJ Khaled!
It is a day to celebrate.
We're ready for action.
I like it when it's nice and soft. Yeah, that is nice.
How was it like growing up in Nigeria? Yes, sir, you know what it is.
Feeling is there that, you know, you're doing something special.
Stop being so dramatic, Mira.
You should just be what you want to be.
Experience the extraordinary with StarSat.
Alright, so welcome back. This is still the Midday Express show. We are on channel 500 on StarSat. And of course, this is Galaxy Universal Network. We are fearless, zero favor.
And zero fiction.
And zero fiction, yeah. And on the other stories, now the restaurants industry is in a state of collapse, as some restaurants have not been trading for nearly 4 months. And with UIF rather ending this month, the restaurants are saying that this is leaving their staff without nothing. Now, to add on to this, the restaurants owners say that there is a business interruption insurance that almost all large insurance companies refuse to honor, and while their policyholders are on their knees. Now, the Restaurants Association of South Africa will be embarking on a 1 million seat on the streets protest to voice their hardships to President Cyril Ramaphosa. Yeah, yes, so that's what the restaurants of South Africa, the Association of South Africa, they're saying. Let me explain this, how they're planning to do this, yes. Right? Now, speaking to Wendy Alberts earlier on, Wendy Alberts of the Restaurants Association of South Africa is saying that they're going to take all their seats, they want all the chairs and the seats and put them on the street and sit there and see who's going to come to the restaurants.
They say they're going to close the streets now.
So it's no longer taxi drivers now
who
are on the roads.
Exactly.
Now the restaurants are getting on the roads, Rorisa, to saying nothing, they are losing out, because now the worst is that even the insurance companies, they're saying the insurance companies don't want to pay up.
Unfortunately, Palesa, like we see, like most of the employees now of the restaurants have been without jobs for the longest of time, and even when the lockdown regulations were lifted a bit, it was still, with the sit-in, it only happened now, meaning there's still people out there that still don't have jobs. So it's unfortunate that it has to come to this, where people have to protest now to actually receive any form of attention from the government. It's quite sad indeed.
I want to have a lockdown near its washing. First nearly takes the owner say jiggy say liberty restaurant dynamo we can say the mask but
at the end of the day, I really hope that they get what they want at the end of the day, because they've been in this continuous battle with the government, even when now with the liquor license not being able, they couldn't sell alcohol. That was also another fight that they were trying to embark on. So
how do you open restaurants without a glass of wine? I mean, what are you going to be dining with? Just restaurant steak and chops, but then without a glass of wine? Well, yeah. Well, I guess that it is because alcohol is now banned again.
Yes, indeed.
So they're losing out. Yeah, do you no, I'm putting Rorisa on the spot there, but otherwise, let's continue with the rest of the stories.
Yes, now continuing with our story now, Coca-Cola Beverages South Africa announced that it's launching returnable 2-liter plastic bottles to more parts of the country after a successful trial run in the Eastern Cape. Now, the returnable bottles, which are made of PET plastic, can be reused up to 14 times before being recycled and made into new bottles. Now, the bottles are labeled returnable, with a new paper label appearing in green on the front of the bottle. Now, the new packaging was piloted in the Mandela Bay and Border Gay districts in the Eastern Cape last year and is now expected to be rolled out to the northern Gauteng, to Limpopo and Mpumalanga. Now, Vela P, who is the managing director of Coca-Cola Beverages South Africa, said that the consumers will be provided with greater value for their money, whilst introducing a PET plastic bottle that can be reused through the innovation and infrastructure investment in the packaging line.
Wow.
Now we see that people are going green, Palisa, we know that with plastic bottles, especially plastic now being contributing to pollution in everywhere in the environment. So I really think it's a good initiative that embarking on, that you can actually reuse these plastic bottles, and before now it can actually be recycled again.
So let me understand this right. In other words, you are saying, rather they are saying,
you can actually return it back to them. I can say there's a whole deposit thing that we just need to clarify how it works, but only deposit as well that you put aside, and then about that exchange basically.
So will they be paying us, for returning the bottles?
I don't know. I think it's something that we really need to just
apparently it's 9 rand. I'll be collecting at least about 10 of them, so it's like 90 rand.
I think we just need to just get clarity of how it really works, Melissa, before we tell people it's actually a way of now getting any form of money through this initiative.
I'm sure it will be special bottles,
yes, indeed,
so that
indeed.
At least you show, okay, these ones you're definitely going to get your money back for that one. At least now I broke. No man sebenza like Galaxy nje imali yami commission izobe iphuma lapha ka Coca-Cola.
But we just get clarity of how it works, Melissa, before we just get clarity.
We will definitely get clarity, right there for you, and that's Coca-Cola, introducing the reusable bottles. Big up to Coca-Cola right there. And as we continue with the rest of our stories now, the King's College London research has identified 3 types of rashes, and leading to those behind the study to call for skin rashes to be included as a 4th key symptom of COVID-19. Now, the NHS has established and recognized 3 symptoms of COVID-19 as a high temperature, a new continuous cough, and a loss of change to your sense of smell and taste. Now, the study, which has been published online but has not yet been peer-reviewed, drew upon data from 336,000 regular UK users of COVID-19 symptom study app. Now, a study conducted on the COVID symptom study app, which has not yet been reviewed. I'm repeating that again, drew data, to say that this is what's happening now. These are the new symptoms of COVID-19, and it's not only the cause, the loss of taste and smell, and it's not also only the regular cough, but it is also discovered that you're going to have rash somewhere or anywhere in your body. So those are the symptoms of COVID-19: loss of taste and smell, cough, continuous cough and rashes. So those are the studies. So people must be careful. You must look out for those symptoms, so that at least you go test, as early as possible, and you go visit your doctor as soon as possible. Before all these tests.
And another interesting thing that I picked up with that story, Palisa, is that with some, it's the only symptom that they actually have. It's not even that they're experiencing loss of taste or smell or the cough. It could just be that rash, and it could just be COVID-19. So like I say now, you just need to look at every form of symptom that is out there that could possibly say you've got COVID-19.
Well, anyway, those are the news that we have for us this morning, but otherwise, as we still continue with the rest of the story.
Yes. Moving on into our next story now, the Minister of Communications, Stella Ndabeni-Abrahams, is not in good books with the MPs, and this is over the appointment of the Independent Communications Authority of South Africa Council. Now, she is accused of not being familiar with the basic laws that govern her department. Now, the minister had written a letter to National Assembly Speaker Thandi Modise, in which she said she would only be accepting 4 names from the 10 that were shortlisted by Parliament's Portfolio Committee on Communications, as opposed to 6 people she is supposed to recommend. Now, Ndabeni-Abrahams had said some of the candidates did not possess the skills needed to carry out the body's mandate. Now, the minister apparently sent 3 letters to Modise, one in which she said she would appoint 2 more candidates in addition to the 2 if the committee did not accede her request to provide new candidates. Now, amongst those criticizing the communications minister are DA MP Phumzile van Dam, who said that she has never heard of what is experienced in which a minister questions the authority of the National Assembly and not just the committee. Now, van Dam further reiterated that the minister must be removed from her post. Also added to that is EFF Fana Mokoena, who said that the minister is setting a precedent that must not be entertained by the parliament ever again.
Well, Minister Stella Ndabeni in hot waters again. You know, at first, during lockdown, I know that she was suspended for rather, breaking lockdown regulations, where she took a picture with one of the former ministers having lunch, and those were she was already in trouble with that, because she was a minister, she was breaking down regulations. But then here again now, ICASA is also complaining about Stella Ndabeni. Not only ICASA, we've got the MPs, the DA. But that's expected, from the EFF and the DA. There are oppositions, of course. So anything that the opposition parties would do is to to differ with their matters, from other the governing body. But otherwise, I don't know. I think so far, with my view, not Galaxy view, Stella Ndabeni has been doing quite well, in her ministerial position. But otherwise, it's up to the viewers to actually comment on that. Send us messages, send us comments, and tell us what you think about Minister Stella Ndabeni, with her department, in ICASA.
Indeed. Yes, moving on into our next story, Palisa, can you just take us through that last story?
Okay. Rorisa wants me to take you through to our last story. You're throwing it to me. Mukhaitsu, now speaking at the social cluster briefing, Kele said officers had made a big breakthrough on the crossing of the illegal cigarettes from neighboring countries coming down here. And Kele said cross-border crimes are being dealt with by the country's law enforcement in collaboration with the Interpol. And Kele also said that there will also be random stops and such operations to ensure that the prohibition of the trade of alcohol and tobacco is not being subverted. And meanwhile, following the implementation of travel restriction to prevent the spread of COVID-19, Interpol has conducted an assessment and said it was not enough. Now, those were the stories we had for you today right here on the Midday Express show. And from us, Relirata Sintanda Nonke Makaya, from me, Palisa Muchuminyane Kiribahaitsu, Tintanda Nonke Makaya. Remember to social distance, wash your hands, wear your mask, and stay indoors. We are still on level 3. Rory?
Yes, so from myself, Sangwana, do follow us on all our social media platforms. It is our Galaxy Universal Network. Would really love to hear what you have to say. Now catch us again, same time, same place.